You are not dreaming. This is real. This is live on YouTube. We are Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. And Luka Doncic was just traded to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis. Welcome into the show. I cannot believe that I am here at Chat Sports on Saturday night at 11:50 p.m. breaking down Luka Doncic being traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. I thought Charania was hacked. I thought the 55 text messages I received in 5 minutes were all much ado about nothing. Luka Doncic just got traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. And I think I'm done with this franchise forever. They just traded the second best player in the NBA at 25 years old for a guy who is 32 years old and can't stay on the court either. I cannot believe what has transpired over the last half hour plus. I am in as much shock as you guys are. We are all learning this information at the same time. I don't know whether to cry, whether to laugh, whether to just sit there and be silent. Well, I can't do that because I'm live on YouTube. What a monumental disaster of a day for the Dallas Mavericks this is. And the NBA, the Mavericks just handed the Lakers their next franchise player for the next decade. Luka Doncic will be a multi-time NBA champion. Somebody can clip that. He will be a 10-plus time All-Star. He has already made 5 All-NBA teams. He has already taken his country as far as they've ever gone in the Olympics. It is unbelievable. Unfucking believable. Here's the full details of the trade as we know right now. The Mavericks are receiving Anthony Davis, Max Christie, a 2029 first-round pick. Oh, cool. They get the first-round pick back. They traded for Kyrie Irving, who they wanted to pair with Luka. The Lakers receive the best player in the fucking NBA in Luka Doncic, Maxi, Kleber, Markieff Morris, the heart and soul of the Mavs locker room, by the way. The leader of the Mavericks locker room. He doesn't play, but he is the leader of the locker room. The Jazz get Jalen Hood-Schifino and 2 second-round picks. The Jazz got the best part of this deal. Let me know what your one-word reaction is down in the comments to the Mavericks trading Luka. Mine can't be anything other than shocked. Shocked is the only word I can think of right now. The franchise player of the Dallas Mavericks is now a Los Angeles Laker. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. The early reports are that he did not demand a trade out. The early reports are that the Mavericks approached the Lakers, offering the second best player in the NBA to the flagship franchise of the NBA. I can't fucking believe what is happening tonight. It is. The Mavericks were the worst team in sports in the 1990s. This is the darkest day in Dallas Mavericks history. And I'm not exaggerating. You can say I'm speaking from emotion. It is the worst day in Dallas Mavericks history. Here's the original tweet from Charania. I literally looked. I was lying in bed. Phone up, lying in bed, got the notis across my screen. I go, Shams got hacked, no big deal, whatever. Then it wasn't deleted after 30 seconds. I was like, there's no way, right? There's no way. There's no way. There was a way. I saw Tim McMahon retweet it, and there was a way. This coming in from Tim McMahon, who is one of the best insiders when it comes to the Mavericks here in the NBA. He said the Mavs have major concerns moving forward with Luka Doncic due to his constant conditioning issues and the looming commitment of another Supermax contract extension this summer. You had concerns about committing a Supermax to the second best player in the league? Oh, you're concerned about his conditioning issues, are you? You just traded for Anthony Davis! He's hurt all the time. It is unbelievable. We'll get to this next Mark Stein breakdown here, and then we'll go in to our prize picks read, and then we'll get to some of your reactions and your super chats that we see rolling in already. We appreciate all of that. This one from Mark Stein. Luka Doncic did not request a trade, league sources tell the Stein line. The Mavericks did this on their own accord. The Mavericks traded Luka Doncic, getting back Anthony Davis, but only one future pick from the Lakers in 2029 for a 25-year-old MVP. The Mavericks made the finals 9 months ago. Luka got them there. I have 3 Luka Doncic jerseys. I have a Skyline, a throwback green, and a Slovenia. I just can't believe it. We'll get to all your reactions here in just a few moments, but I do need to tell you guys about the sponsor of today's show, which is Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Prize Picks has over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. Sign up today using code CLNS to get a $50 bonus when you play your first $5 lineup. You don't even need to win to receive that bonus. It is guaranteed. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money action in over 30 states, including California, Texas, Georgia, and Florida. And they also invented the flex play, which means even if one of your picks doesn't hit, you can still cash out. They are running a promotion for the big game in just a week or so. If you think Patrick Mahomes is going to get more than a passing yard against the Philadelphia Eagles, you pair that with 1 to 5 other player stat projections, and you can win some real money in real time. Again, how do you play? It's super easy. Download the app today. Use code CLNS to get that $50 bonus when you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app today. Use code CLNS to get a $50 bonus when you play your first $5 lineup. That link is in the description of today's show. It is Prize Picks. Run your game. If you just missed it, the Mavericks are trading Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis. Tim McMahon is speaking on SportsCenter right now, saying Nico Harrison had concerns about Luka's outlook moving forward. And this was also direct from Nico Harrison. Quote, I believe defense wins championships, Mavs Nico Harrison told ESPN regarding the trade. He said, I believe getting an all-defensive center, an all-NBA player with the defensive mindset gives us a better chance. We're built to win now and in the future. Anthony Davis is 32 years old and he's injury prone and gets hurt all the time. How are you built? How does this build you better for the future? How does this make your competitive window, your competitive long-term window, how does that elongate it? Luka Doncic is 25 and the second best player in the league, dude. What are we talking about here? There are a lot of things that I could say about Nico Harrison, but I can't say those things right now. If you want to DM me on Twitter, you can do that at Jeff_Coop27. I might have some things to say about it. I am absolutely stunned the Mavericks made this move. I am absolutely stunned Nico Harrison made this move. And I can tell you this right now. If Mark Cuban was running this franchise, Luka Doncic would still be a Maverick. I can guarantee you that. This is the darkest day in the history of the Dallas Mavericks. And I am not exaggerating. Like I said, they were the worst team in sports in the 1990s. This is worse. We'll get to some of your super chats here right now. This one from Jeremy Chuggs. PSA for all Mavs fans. The Rockets will now be accepting fan applications if anyone wants to root for the best team in Texas. Couldn't blame you if you went. If you're a Mavs fan right now and you see this and you decide to jump to another team, I think you have a free pass. I think you're fully within your rights to do so. This is a trade that turns people off of your franchise. This is a trade that gets people to sell their season tickets. This is a trade that gets people not to give a fuck about you as a franchise. And that is what Nico Harrison has done right here. I don't even care if, I'll be honest, I don't even care if the Mavs win the championship this year. They just gave away the entire future of the franchise. And make no mistake about it, Luka Doncic was a better player than Dirk Nowitzki ever was. This is the best player to ever play for the Dallas Mavericks. And you just traded him for a 32-year-old injury-prone center and 1 first-round pick. I still can't believe I'm here at Chat Sports covering this. Nate Fairchild, what's up? 2001, this is betrayal following Luka. Can't blame you, man. I cannot blame you. I'm not going to try to convince you to stay a Mavs fan after this. I'm not going to try to convince you that everything's okay. I'm not going to try to convince you that this is going to be a good move for the Mavs long term, because I'd be lying to you if I did that. I think this is one of the worst moves in the history of the NBA, and I think this is the darkest day in Dallas Mavericks history. I will not be able to go to sleep until 6 a.m. tonight. It makes zero sense whatsoever. Nico Harrison's saying they have concerns about Luka and his conditioning. They have concerns about the long-term future. It makes no sense. Anthony Davis isn't long-term. You'll be lucky if you get 2 more good years out of Anthony Davis. Did Nico Harrison just get super blasted on a Saturday night, like, you're prone to do on Saturdays in Dallas, and just call up Rob Pelinka's like, hey, do you want Luka Doncic? We'll only take 1 first for him. That would make more sense than this right now. Shout out Bode says this negates all the good Nico has done. This negates all the good Nico has done and then some. Like I said, I have some thoughts on Nico Harrison that I cannot display right now. I can't tell you those public thoughts because I would get in trouble for multiple reasons, so I'm just not going to do that. I'll just go ahead and agree with you, Bodie. I'll go ahead and agree. Alex Martinez, shout out to you as well. Just waking up from a nap. What the fuck just happened? Where's Luka? No way. There's a way, brother. The Mavericks traded Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first-round pick. This really happened. Luka was about to come back here in the next 8 to 10 days. And now all of a sudden, he's a Los Angeles Laker. I don't want to watch this basketball team play. I have no desire to watch this basketball team play after what they just did. This is one of the most heartbreaking moments of being a sports fan in my existence I can ever remember. It was so ridiculous that people thought Charania was hacked. People thought Charania was hacked. If you just missed it, or if you missed it and you're just tuning in, we got 2,000 people live right now. If you haven't hit that thumbs up icon, greatly appreciate it. You just missed it. The Mavericks are trading Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis. I have to keep saying it 100 times. It doesn't make it sound any more real. Reed Markieff says, waiting for Woj to come out and say it's fake. Don't think that Woj bomb's coming, brother. I think Luka's a Laker. This will go down as one of the biggest mistakes in trades of all time. You have to know that Luka is going to win multiple championships with the Lakers. He's going to win multiple championships with the Lakers. Get that through your head right now if you're a Mavs fan. That's what's going to happen. Nico Harrison, by the way, just signed a 3-year extension this offseason. I don't know if you guys knew that, but that happened. Just signed a 3-year extension. Has the full support of the Dumont family. He just traded the second best player in the NBA for a 32-year-old aging player and 1 first-round pick. Anthony Davis is a good player. Anthony Davis, in fact, when healthy, is maybe a top 5 player in this league. He's also 7 years older. Can we get that jersey swap off the screen? It makes me sick. You can keep it on screen. I'm just kidding. Luka's a Laker, dude. Like, I'm still processing this just like you guys are. Sam, with the 20, appreciate you, my guy. I'm absolutely demoralized right now. Been a Mavs fan since 2000, and I don't really get this. I'm demoralized. Hope this leads to like getting Giannis or Embiid or something in the future. Go Mavs. Sam, I've been a Mavs fan since I was born. I went to Mavs games in the first year of the American Airlines Center. Every year this team has been in the playoffs since 2000. I've been there. I don't know. And I will find a way. I don't know how I'm going to support this franchise going forward. No matter how you spin this, it is one of the most indefensible trades in NBA history. Nico Harrison, there is blood on your hands, my friend. There is blood on your hands. And you know it too. And you know it. And you know it. Unbelievable.
Coop, who is Ben Rogers, word talker for the Ben and Skin show?
Yep.
He is saying that I'm told that Luka was blindsided by this trade, had no idea this was coming. This is not something that he asked for. This was not his choice. He had zero idea.
Luka had no idea this was coming. Shout out to Marshall Green for holding it down, as well as Brett Alper, who were staying here late with me on Saturday night into Sunday morning. Appreciate those guys' help as well. Luka had no idea this is coming. The second best player in the NBA had no idea he was going to get traded. The second best player in the NBA wanted to be a Dallas Maverick. And you just traded him away. You just gave the Lakers their franchise player for the next decade, man. It's one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen as a sports fan. I don't know if, no one knows this. I'm going to LA in a couple of weeks. I never thought that I'd be going to Luka Doncic's hometown when I go in a couple weeks. When I watch the next Mavericks game, I am not watching tomorrow's game, by the way. I will not watch that game. I won't watch it. Luka will not be on this team, and he will be en route to Los Angeles. He had no idea this was coming. Shout out to Brian Windhorst, who had this, and to Marshall Green and Brett Alper, like I said, for getting all this stuff up. Windhorst, this is not about the Lakers, not really about LeBron. It's all about the Mavs and Luka Doncic. One of the biggest, most stunning trades in the history of the league. My phone's exploded, basically a rebuke of Doncic. Mavs saying they don't think they can win with him. Defense, condition, ability to focus in biggest moments. Luka was locked in to the Mavs. And it's the Mavs who are pulling the plug. Only one bidder as far as we know. They didn't even get the entire package from Lakers. The Lakers are still holding a first-round pick. LeBron has dreamed of this. LeBron has always spoke highly of Luka. So it's not, I wouldn't call it, it's obviously a shock that he was traded, but it's not a shock that these guys eventually teamed up. You can go back in the channel over the past couple of years. I would say we've done between 3 and 5 videos on the possibility of LeBron coming to Dallas because he has such an affinity for Luka. Because it wasn't even a figment of my imagination that they would trade Doncic away to the Lakers to pair up with LeBron. So everything that we've gathered here in the last hour since this has come down is that Luka had no idea. Luka did not request a trade. Luka was locked into the Dallas Mavericks. Nico Harrison and Patrick Dumont pulled the plug. And if that is the case and that's what happened, shame on you for ruining this organization. The fans have been here longer than you, and we will be here after you. You should be ashamed of yourself for what you've done today. Shout out Bodie. I fell in love with the sport and Mavs because of Luka. Yeah. I mean, I fell in love with the Mavs because of Dirk Nowitzki. There's a whole generation of Mavericks fans that fell in love with the Mavs because of Luka. And they just ripped that from you. If you are a Mavericks fan and you don't feel anger towards this organization right now, I don't know how you I don't know how else you could feel. I don't know how else you could feel. Sam Brown, executive producer here at Chat Sports. Nico on the first ship to Mars. I'm broken. I'm with you, Sammy. I am absolutely broken right now. This is up there. This is a close second to the 2011 World Series that the Rangers blew. This is one of the saddest moments I've ever gone through as a fan. I cannot believe the Mavericks just traded Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers. Professor Splash says, planned on taking my son, who isn't even born yet, to see Luka in his prime, and now he's gone for a 31-year-old. Professor Splash, first of all, he's 32, so there's that. Turns 32 in March, you said? 1 month, okay. March 11th, he turns 32. Luka brought people to the Dallas Mavericks that otherwise would not be Mavericks fans. He is one of the most popular athletes on planet Earth right now. In Eastern Europe, Luka and Nikola Jokic are the most popular people. Not athletes, people. You had millions of fans get eyes on the Dallas Mavericks because of Luka Doncic. And you just lost all of those. I don't know how Nico Harrison could feel anything but absolute shame and regret for what he just did. I do know how he could feel that, but again, I can't really say those things here on the air. Ayo, joke. This wouldn't happen under Cuban. And you know what? You are 100% right. If Mark Cuban was running this organization, there is zero chance this happens. I guarantee it. There is zero chance this happens if Mark Cuban is running the organization. That is a 100% guarantee. But Mark Cuban made the choice to sell the team in December of last year. Sold it to the DeMont family. The DeMont family gave all basketball operations power to Nico Harrison. And this is what you get. You get trading away the second best player in the league. Your franchise star. The best player to ever play for this team. He was already the second greatest Maverick of all time. Luka should have his number retired by the Mavericks. And I'm not joking whatsoever. If I'm Luka and I see the Mavericks on the schedule, I'm going for 70 every single night. It is unfathomable what they have done. It is unfathomable. Lord Buddy Bear, am I dreaming? This seems like fake news. Definitely not the headline I was expecting. I'm 12 beers down and 2 mixed drinks. I don't know what to think. Buddy Bear, I wish I was 12 beers down and 2 mixed drinks in. I had about 3 drinks. Scratch that. I had about 5 drinks today, Buddy Bear, but they all wore off. I was about to go to sleep. And the second that this happened, I was absolutely devastated. Sobered up real quick, got to the office. Dirty says it all. He says it all right there with that emoji. There is just no scenario where this move works out. There is no scenario where this move works out. It just doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. You don't trade guys like this, man. If Luka said, I'm not playing another game for you no matter what, and I will sit out and I will never play for you again, all right, then you work out a deal. If this guy wants to play for your franchise, you make it work. If Luka says jump, you say how high. This feels like an appeal from Nico Harrison to Rich Paul and the powers that be at Clutch Sports. Clutch Sports, we all know, runs the NBA. Make no two ways about it. Nico Harrison just made the biggest mistake of his professional career. That includes 20 years at Nike. That includes, obviously, the 4 years as GM he's been to the Mavericks. If he had any dignity, he'd resign tomorrow. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I appreciate the super chat. We just scammed the Mavs for $100. But in all seriousness, the Mavs are still a good team. Y'all have Kyrie, Clay, AD at the 4, Lively at the 5. Lively's out for 2 months. So you do have Daniel Gafford. Anthony Davis can play the 4. And that's how the Lakers won the 2020 NBA title, was with Davis playing the 4. That's certainly a possibility. And like I said earlier, I don't care if the Mavericks win a championship this year. And I know that sounds insane, but I don't. There's no way this move works out in the long term. There's just no way. If you're trying to maximize your window at one championship, I still don't think it maximizes it. But it doesn't. This one from Bobby Marks. With AD waiving his trade bonus, Dallas is now $628,000 under the luxury tax. They were $5.1 million over prior to the trade. You saved $6 million. Good job. The Adelsons are worth $33 billion.
My question is this, Jeffrey Cooperstein.
What's up, Marsh?
If you were going to trade Luka Doncic, why would you not open up the bidding to all 29 teams in the NBA instead of maybe taking only offers from one team? Reports are coming out they have not spoken to any other team except the Lakers.
That's an extremely valid question. I wish I had the answer for you, but I'm not going to go whole conspiracy, the NBA is rigged, this and that and the other. You know why they chose the Lakers for Luka Doncic to go. Everyone knows why Luka Doncic went to the Lakers. Shout out my boy T-Money. Says I'm absolutely disgusted. Tristan, I'll give you a call back on my way home. You can obviously see why I couldn't call you back, but appreciate you, my guy. You know I'm disgusted too. You know how I feel about this, man. And I'll give you some juice on the other side off air that you won't believe. How do you feel that the Celtics buried your franchise? I don't even know how to respond to this. Did the Celtics bury us? I think Nico Harrison buried us. That's who I think buried the Mavericks. I don't think the Mavs were the better team. And the fact that they say Luka is not big in big moments. Did game 2 of the Western Conference Finals not happen? Luka played through the playoffs with 3 significant injuries and was still as good as he was. There are times over the last few years, over the last, I would say, year and a half specifically, he has been the best player on the planet. Without there, again, I got to be careful. There's no way Jason Kidd signed off on this. There's no way. If he did, I'll come here and admit I'm wrong.
Mark Stein is saying that Luka Doncic was targeting a February 8th return from his calf strain, but long-term concerns about conditioning are said to have factored into Dallas's shocking change of course.
Yeah, I had heard that February 8th return date was in play as well. He was going to get the 4 games before the All-Star break, get that week off, and then come back and try to make another run at the finals. Which the Mavs, by the way, 1,000% could have done with Luka coming back. They were treading water as it is. They were just about to turn a corner. Getting Luka back, it was the Mavericks and it was the Thunder in the West. I don't care where the Mavs were in the standings. The Mavs were the second best team in the Western Conference. They got Luka back. There was the path to the finals. It makes no sense what they did. They don't believe Luka is going to be healthy long term. That's fine. You don't trade him for a guy who's never healthy. I believe I have a graphic somewhere. I don't know where it is, so you don't have to look for it. Anthony Davis has missed a shit ton of games in this league. He has missed a shit ton of games in this league. I'm just going to pull up AD stats here for you. Let's see. Anthony Davis. We'll go since he got to the Lakers. The year they won the NBA title, in 1920, he played 62 games. That was obviously a shortened season. 2021, I believe he played 36 games, which would be 50% as the league played 72 games that year. You see on your screen right there, 21-22, that was an 82-game season. Oh, less than half. 22-23, that was an 82-game season. Oh, he missed 27 games, 26 games. Played in 76 last year, which is really good for him. 42 this year, so that means he's missed 7 or 8, give or take. And he's going to miss more because, by the way, AD is hurt currently, correct? He didn't play tonight, and he was going to be reevaluated in a week with, I believe, an ankle sprain. So AD's hurt right now, too. That's like number 15 on the list of problems at the moment, but AD's not healthy either. He's not healthy either right now. It is unbelievable. If you're just joining us, this is Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. I'm Jeffrey Cooperstein. Appreciate you tuning in to this late night edition of Mavericks Today. And I am just as shocked as you guys are. The Mavericks have traded Luka Doncic to the Lakers for I almost said LeBron James, for Anthony Davis and a first-round pick. What's up, Marsh?
Charania says this deal materialized in the shadows. LeBron James had no idea this was coming. Anthony Davis had no idea this was coming. I'm told Luka Doncic is still stunned about the trade.
And he should be. He should be traded. Why would someone of Luka Doncic's ilk think he's going to be traded? The top 2 player in the NBA probably should have a little bit of security. You think? It is absolutely unfathomable what the Dallas Mavericks have done tonight. Here's the full trade if you've missed it. The Mavericks are getting Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick. The Lakers are getting Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris. The Utah Jazz are getting Jalen Hood-Schifino and 2 second-round picks. Wow. Again, I'll ask this question again. Get in the comments and give me your one-word reaction. Mine is shocked. Let me know what you guys think down below. We'll get to some of your super chats here in just a moment. But I don't know how you guys feel. Like, tell me how you guys feel down below because, as you can see, I am just an absolute basket case right now. Jumbo, angry, shocked, sick, sickened, devastated, bamboozled. These are just some of the reactions in the chat right now. JB, that's said this was a forced trade by the league. I'm not going to go conspiracy. There's a reason Luka Doncic went to the Lakers, and there's a reason the Dallas Mavericks only gave the Lakers a chance to acquire him.
Chuck Cooperstein on Twitter.
Who's that?
Quote tweeting, the Mavericks were motivated to move Doncic due to his constant conditioning, sources told ESPN. The Mavericks were motivated to move Doncic due to his constant conditioning concerns.
He just reposted that. Dad, I'll talk to you after this. We'll chop. You're going to be up late too. I know that. I know you'll be up late too. Mavs lost a fan. Adrian says, don't blame me, brother. How could I? We got 3,000 people watching here. You guys are unbelievable. I appreciate all the support, man. We're using this as a little bit of a grieving session right now. It is simply unfathomable what the Dallas Mavericks have done today. Noah, I'm with you. I may be up till the sun's up, Noah. Noah, I know you and I go back and forth on Instagram DMing. When I get off show, hit me up. We'll chop it up. I got to call all my homies back. Oh, my goodness, dude. Someone said give it up. This is not the worst day in Mavericks history. Save that for when Dirk got hurt in 03, when we lost in 06 or traded Kid. This is worse when Dirk sprained his ankle in 03. This is worse than the Mavs getting fucked by the NBA in 2006. It's not even close. It's not even close. By the way, this is also true. Shout out. The trade deadline is next Thursday. I'm not going to promise, but I think we'll be live on the channel, breaking everything down. Where do the Mavs go from here? Do they go from here? Do they do anything else? Do they make another move? Who knows? Nico Harrison, shame on you. Shame on you. Hit that subscribe button, though. It's youtube.com/MavsTV. We're covering all of the latest Mavericks news and rumors. Analysis like this. Reactions from real fans. Make no mistake about it, I am a diehard Mavs fan. I've been a Mavs fan since basically 2000, since I was in kindergarten. This is the lowest point.
Cut when you're ready.
Okay, bet.
Whenever you're ready.
This is the lowest point that I've ever felt as a Mavericks fan. I feel completely betrayed by this organization. And it is not a good feeling. I just want to look at my updated text message counter here. Oh, 154. Cool. 154. I'm glad that everyone loves me. I appreciate that. That helps a lot. All right. I promise we will get to your super chats. I see those flowing in. Keep getting those in. We will get to them, I swear to you. But for about the next 8 to 10 minutes, we are going to do a cut so we can put that on the channel. And I'm going to break down this trade in detail here.
Brad Townsend of the Dallas Morning News says
the most authority on the Mavericks.
Okay. Says, I'm told that this was Nico Harrison's deal, and it took several weeks to play out after the Mavs reached out to the Lakers, and that Harrison got full support from Mavericks governor Patrick Dumont. So this has been in the works for a week. Reportedly with no other conversations besides the Mavs and the Lakers.
I'll let you read into that what you will. The fact that Luka had no idea. The fact that Nico Harrison was the driving ship on this. I will let you draw your own conclusions. I can't say what I really want to say. And I'm not saying this to like brag or anything like that. But I am connected to the Mavericks organization. You can just look that up. And I just can't say anything about it. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to do this cut here. All right. So for the next 8 to 10 minutes or so, we're going to break down the trade, what the Mavs are getting back, more importantly, what they're giving up, and the fallout from this. Again, I'm still absolutely shocked about this trade, still trying to process it as much as you guys are. Oh, the Lakers won tonight. Nice. They've won 8 of their last 10, and they just got the second best player in the league. That's cool. Oh, it was against your Knicks. I didn't even realize that. Wow. All right. Let's do it. Let's talk about the Luka Doncic trade right here on Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. This is real. You are not dreaming. The Dallas Mavericks did trade Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers. Welcome into Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. I'm Jeffrey Cooperstein, and your reaction is the exact same that mine is. I was lying in bed at about 11 p.m., as one does. Get the notification across my screen. I go, Charania just got hacked. This is hilarious. They said Luka's being traded to the Lakers. Didn't delete it for about 2 minutes. I was like, what's going on here? And then it started to come out that this thing was real. And I'm still absolutely shocked. In case you missed it, here is one of, if not the biggest trade in NBA history. The Dallas Mavericks receive Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick. The Los Angeles Lakers get Luka Doncic, Maxi, Kleber, and Markieff Morris. The Jazz, as a salary facilitator, receive Hood-Schifino and 2 second-round picks. What is your one-word reaction to the Dallas Mavericks trading Luka? Mine is easy. It is shocked. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. This will be the pinned comment on today's show. You may get hit with a YouTube ad break here in just a couple of seconds. While you do that, go on down there and tell me what your one-word reaction is to the Mavericks trading Luka. I don't know what else it could be besides shocked, devastated, disappointed, befuddled. It is simply unbelievable that Nico Harrison made this decision. And by all accounts, it was Nico Harrison's decision. It sounds like this was a Nico Harrison deal, and it sounds like he had the support of Mavericks ownership to get this deal done. And it seems like this has been in the works for weeks. Luka was completely blindsided by this deal, according to multiple reports. He is still stunned by the deal. Luka Doncic loved being a Dallas Maverick. He did not want to be anywhere else. I want to get to some of the reports here in just a couple of seconds. All of the reporting that Charania did. This one I do think is very interesting from Brian Windhorst here. He said, this is not about the Lakers. Not about LeBron. It's about the Mavericks and Luka Doncic. One of the biggest stunning trades in the history of the league. My phone's exploded. Basically a rebuke of Doncic saying they don't think they can win with him. Defense, condition, ability to focus at biggest moments. Luka was locked in to the Mavs. And it's the Mavs who are pulling the plug. Only one bidder, as far as we know. They didn't even get the entire package from the Lakers, as the Lakers still hold a first-round pick. LeBron has dreamed of this. We know LeBron has had an affinity for Luka Doncic. We know that he's wanted to play with him and he loves his game. I've done videos on this channel over the last couple of years about LeBron potentially coming to Dallas to play with Luka Doncic because I could never have believed in my wildest dreams that the Mavericks would be so stupid to trade the second best player in the NBA away. Tim McMahon, this is a statement he got from Mavericks GM Nico Harrison, where he said, I believe defense wins championships. He didn't think that Luka was able to get them over the hump. He thought that having a defensive-minded center allowed them to win now and win in the future. I don't know if Nico Harrison uses Google, but if you go Google Anthony Davis's age, the answer is 31 and 11 months. He turns 32 in March. And oh, by the way, Anthony Davis ain't in much better condition than Luka is. That brother misses a lot of games too. It is an unfathomable trade, an unforgivable trade from the Dallas Mavericks. Dirk Nowitzki says it all. The shocked emoji. It is completely ridiculous. It is one of the most shocking trades in NBA history. When was the last time a player of Luka's stature got traded without anybody knowing? Don't know if it's ever happened. A seismic shift in the league. Bobby Marks, who's the cap guru for ESPN, with Anthony Davis waiving his trade bonus, Dallas is now $628,000 under the luxury tax. They were 5.1 over prior to the trade. So they saved $6 million on the luxury tax. That's really cool. That's awesome. When the Mavericks make a move, we will have you covered like we do right now. We are currently live on our channel. If you're watching this on demand, that's awesome as well. But we are your one-stop shop for all of the latest Mavericks news and rumors. We do analysis. We do live watch parties. We cover it all here on Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. So stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button. We'll be covering all of the ramifications from the Luka Doncic trade right here on Mavs TV, youtube.com/Mavs TV. Hit that subscribe button right now. Anthony Davis in his last 4 years. 40 games played in 21-22. 56 games played in 22-23. 76 last year. 42 so far this year. And oh, by the way, AD is hurt. AD has not played the past 2 games, I believe, for the Lakers, and is out with the abdominal strain. So he's out for at least a week with an abdominal strain. He doesn't get much healthier either. And I do want to be fair to Anthony Davis as well. He is a very good player when he's healthy. He is a great player when he's healthy. I was telling some people at Chat Sports earlier this week, when Anthony Davis is healthy, he might be a top 5 player in the league. He really is that good and that special. He's not Luka Doncic, man. Just look at these numbers for Luka. The Mavs' first conference finals appearance. 28, 9, 35% from the field. He is a walking 27, 7, and 7. And the Mavs just gave that up for one first and an aging center who's injury prone all the time. We'll get to more here in just a few moments, but I do need to tell you guys about the sponsor of today's show, which is PrizePicks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. PrizePicks has over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. Go ahead and get started with PrizePicks today. Download the PrizePicks app and use code CLNS to get a $50 bonus when you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks invented the flex play, which means even if one of your picks doesn't hit, you can still win money. And they're giving you the opportunity to win up to 1,000 times your cash. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win that cash. So make sure you run your game all season long on PrizePicks. The big game is almost here, and it is now or never. Don't miss out on the last football game of the season with PrizePicks, the best place to win cash while watching the big game. PrizePicks is also giving away 1 free pick for the big game, where Patrick Mahomes, which you can see on your screen right now, will only need to throw 1 yard to, if you pair it with another projection, you can win some money with that Patrick Mahomes free square. Check out the promos tab as well to tail any of our Super Sweat Millie Winners big game lineups. If you tail a lineup that goes 3 for 3, you can win a split of up to $1 million in promo funds. So how do you play? It's super easy. Download the app today. Use code CLNS to get that $50 bonus when you play your first $5 lineup. That link will be clickable in the comments and the description of today's show. It is PrizePicks. Run your game. Once again, here's the full trade, and I look at it, and I still don't believe that it is real. Luka Doncic is a Los Angeles Laker. He is no longer a Dallas Maverick. It makes no sense to me why the Mavericks would make this deal, and I think it is a fireable offense by Nico Harrison to do this. I think it is one of the most indefensible moves a GM has ever made in the history of sports. This one from Tim McMahon, great Mavs insider, is one of the most tapped in people with the Mavericks. Said the Mavs have major concerns moving forward with Luka Doncic, the Mavs, or the GM. We'll get to that here in just a second. Due to his constant conditioning and issues and the looming commitment of another Supermax contract extension this summer. Producer Brett Alpert, do you think that the second best player in the league deserves a Supermax contract? Because I do. Yeah, it's pretty conventional wisdom that if you're the second best player in the NBA, you're going to get a Supermax contract because you're a 5-time All-NBA player. It makes no sense that the Mavericks are pulling the plug on Luka. I don't care that he's been injured a lot this year. I don't care that he comes to training camp overweight sometimes. I don't care that he cries to the refs. He is that good. He overcomes it all. Luka brought millions of fans to this franchise, the Dallas Mavericks. Nico Harrison just took millions of fans away from this franchise, and I don't think that's an exaggeration whatsoever. And it is important to note that Luka did not request a trade. He was just as blindsided like we all are. The Mavericks did this on their own accord, getting back Anthony Davis and only 1 future pick, regarded as a future MVP. Not only did Luka not know it was coming, the Mavericks approached the Lakers about this deal. The Mavericks went to the Lakers and said, hey, do you want Luka? The Lakers were probably like, is this a prank call? Yeah, we want Luka. Of course we want Luka. Shams said they recently offered Luka. Lakers brass met and believed the 25-year-old Doncic has the ability to be the face of their franchise for the next decade, while giving Anthony Davis a win-now move in Dallas. Is this a win-now move? Is this a win-now move? In the immediate, the Mavericks may have a chance to win this year with Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving as your core. Klay Thompson as your 3. Derek Lively as your 5. I'm not disputing that. So does your starting 5 now, does it look like Kyrie Irving, Quentin Grimes, Klay Thompson, Anthony Davis, and Derek Lively? Do the Mavs bring Najee Marshall into the starting lineup? I don't know how any of this is going to work, but what I do know right now is I'm absolutely devastated. I've never admitted this publicly, but I'll admit it right now for the first time. Luka Doncic was my favorite player of all time. I think I liked him more than Dirk Nowitzki. I'm not afraid to admit it. He was my favorite player ever. And the Mavericks just ripped the cord on him at 25 years old, man. I simply can't believe it. And I know that Dirk is the greatest Mav of all time. Luka Doncic is the second greatest Maverick of all time, and it's not even close. I was talking to my buddy last week and said, hey, if Luka retired tomorrow, is his number in the rafters? I said, absolutely his number's in the rafters. They should put his numbers in the rafters tomorrow. It should be there tomorrow. I want to ask you this before we get on out of here. Should Nico Harrison be fired for this move? Do you think the Mavericks GM should lose his job for this move? While it's apparently clear that the Mavericks owner supported him, so he won't get fired. But I think the answer is an easy Y. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Let me know what you think down below. I'm so devastated that this thing happened, man. I still couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it. It's going to take a long time for me to process this. I hope you guys take the evening to process it as well. And we'll reconvene tomorrow here on the channel just to talk more. Maybe my thoughts will be a little bit more collected. I simply can't believe it. Thank you so much for tuning in to Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. My name is Jeffrey Cooperstein. Again, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you soon here on the channel. All right. Now that that's over, Luka Doncic is a Los Angeles Laker. It's not even about it. This will never be remembered as the AD trade, by the way. This is obviously the Luka trade. And when the trade is named after you, you know you lost it. Absurd.
Is there a wild world to think they have a better chance to win the championship just this year?
I was pondering that in my head. And I don't think that's a wild world. I really don't. If we're being completely honest with you, I don't think that is a completely unfathomable take that the Mavericks this season and this season alone may be better positioned to win the title this season than they were.
Lakers got worse this year.
They got a true point guard to go with LeBron now, though.
Can LeBron and Luka play together?
You got 2 6'8" guys.
They both need the ball. But the Lakers got the best player in the deal that's 25 years old.
I think LeBron can play off the ball. I guess he's never really done it before, but I think he can. In
5 years, LeBron's not going to be in the league. Anthony Davis isn't going to be in the league.
Luka might be a 3-time MVP in 5 years.
I get it. You lost Luka, but geez, we could only get 1 first-round pick back.
How?
1 pick.
Well, Marshall, when you only bid with one fucking team, they can kind of tell you what they're going to give. Apparently, the Mavericks only bid with the Lakers.
We traded 5 for Mikal Bridges.
Doesn't even seem like a bid. It was like, hey, you guys want Luka? Cool. What's the offer?
That's
cool.
exactly what it seems like happened.
All right, cool.
It's exactly what it seems like happened. Can you go back to that last one real quick? Peyton Austin, appreciate you for hanging in. Mavs will trade for Jimmy Butler and be a better team. They really can't trade for Jimmy Butler because the money still doesn't work that way. They'd have to flip Anthony Davis to the Heat for Jimmy Butler. At this point, why not?
Legion Hoops is saying that Luka Doncic has reached up to 270 pounds, and the Mavs were growing concerned per ESPN.
270.
It is Legion Hoops, and who knows, but they're crediting per ESPN.
If you told me 260 in the 22-23 season where the Mavs missed the playoffs, I'd believe you. If you told me 260, I believe you. Appreciate you, Peyton. Shout out my guy, Willie Finns, Will Scott, Chat Sports legend. You guys know him. Coop, I feel awful for you, but this stream is going down in the Chat Sports Hall of Fame. Please stay away from Willie, I got you, my guy. I appreciate you checking in on me. I'll hit you in the morning, my brother. I'll hit you in the morning. Anthony Fuller, also a Chat Sports real one. This can't be real. It's real, man. It's real, Anthony. Luka is a Laker. Anthony Davis is a Maverick. J. Bills Gomes. Does this mean Jerry Jones can give the Bears Parsons for a 6th-rounder and a bag of chips?
What is NFL terms here?
You don't want to hear my thoughts on Micah Parsons. I think they should give him away for a bag of chips, but that's neither here nor there.
NFL
What
terms.
is this in NFL terms? Who's the second best player in the NFL? Myles Garrett? Is this Josh Allen? This is Josh Allen. This is the Bills trading Josh Allen to the Panthers. No, that's wrong. To fringe playoff team. Chargers. This is the Bills trading Josh Allen to a fringe playoff team saying we don't think we can win with Josh Allen. We've only gotten to the AFC Championship 3 times. Absolutely insane. Hit Hunter. Only reason I watch the Mavs as a non-fan. Crazy move I can never imagine happen. Only wish he went to the Blazers. Hit Hunter. I am a diehard Mavs fan, and I don't know if I can be a Mavs fan after this. I will obviously be a Mavs fan after this. It's going to hurt like hell. But I will. Because I'm stupid and I'll support this team through thick and thin. I am brainwashed. I am a delusional fan.
Will the Mavs ever have another player better than Luka?
No. Luka's a top 15 player of all time. Not right now. Don't clip that, please don't. That's getting clipped and going on air. Oh boy.
I mean, 5 first team.
When it's all said and done, Luka will be a top 15 player of all time. Look, Dirk.
This is the motivation he might have needed too.
And you know what? Maybe that's the case. And you know what? Maybe they wouldn't have gotten over the hump with him. Maybe this is the motivation Luka needed too.
You were in the finals 8 months ago.
You were in the finals 8 months ago against the Boston Celtics in June. It's February 1st. 2nd now. It's Groundhog Day. Oh my God.
This would be like the Patriots in 2019 or 2018 when Tom Brady was like 41 years old. Trading Tom Brady for Josh Allen.
My guy Johnson, New York Knicks now real one. Marshall Green's MVP. Nico should be fired for this. Johnson, I can't disagree with you. Marshall, I want to say so many things right now that I just can't say on air.
I can't believe this, to be honest.
Shout out A. Seco with the 2. Appreciate you, my man. Another one from Johnson, The Dumont family definitely didn't want to pay Luka the Supermax. I absolutely can buy that theory. It's going to be 31-year-old AD, 32-year-old Kyrie, and 34-year-old Clay. You want to get into some crazy shit right here, Johnson, Guess who has a player option this summer? Kyrie Irving. He's going to be a free agent.
If you weren't willing to give Luka the Supermax, who are you willing to give it to?
Exactly. If you're not willing to give the second best player in the NBA a Supermax, who are you giving a Supermax to? Everyone is laughing at the Dallas Mavericks right now, and they should be.
How does this work out for the Mavs?
It doesn't.
Turn that cup half full.
It doesn't.
How does this work out?
Marshall, you are a certified ball knower. It is impossible this move works out.
You got 2,000 people watching. They need some hope.
2,000 people watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm not going to tell you that hope is dead, and here's what I will tell you. And I actually do believe this. The Mavericks are still a championship contender this season. They are. They might even win the whole thing. It still is a move that is stupid, and they shouldn't have done, and it wouldn't have worked out. I said I don't care if they win the championship. That's kind of a lie. I'd care if they won the title. It doesn't mean it was a good move.
It was McMahon saying he's 270, by the way.
Oh, if McMahon is saying it, it's probably true. 270? There's no way.
I mean, apparently LeBron was 300.
Allegedly. Johnson, did Jerry Jones just buy the Mavs? I don't know if Jerry Jones has ever made a move this bad. Firing Tom Landry was pretty bold. Jimmy Johnson still won Super Bowls. I don't know if Jerry's ever made a move this bad.
So what is your closing lineup this year?
With
Without Luka.
Right now. So who is center?
I can't. Hearing the words without Luka is just
That's insane. That's insane.
I can't process. So your closing lineup.
Kyrie and AD.
We'll start from the 5 and work the way down. Everybody's healthy. It's Derek Lively, AD at the 4, PJ at the 3, Grimes at the 2, Kyrie at the 1. I think that's your closing lineup.
That's a defensive-minded unit.
Oh, and by the way, PJ Washington. Oh, do you want? I think I may have this. In Mavs player listicles. schedules. Yeah, I'll move it over here right now.
It should. We moved everything over.
Okay, last 8 games for PJ Washington. If you'd want to go to that, please. List 4 stat, I think. Yeah, list 4. PJ Washington is playing the best basketball of his NBA career. Right now. Literally right now. So you're disrupting that because PJ wait, where was PJ playing the best basketball of his career at? Oh. Yeah, he was playing power forward. He's playing power forward. This is not including Friday's game. Going into last night's game, he's averaging 19.5 points, 11 rebounds, 47 from the field, and 35 from 3. Not including last night's game. PJ was playing the best basketball of his career at the 4. Now he's going to move to the 3. He moves to the 3. You have Najee Marshall coming back here as well. I left Klay Thompson off that closing lineup. I still think Klay is the 2 in the closing scenario here. The Mavs liked playing Klay at the 3, so they're going to move him now. This has a trickle-down effect on the roster. No shit, they just traded Luka Doncic, but there are things outside of Luka that this greatly impacts. The reason the Mavericks were such a good team at taking care of the basketball was because Luka was out there taking care of the basketball. He had an insanely high usage rate, but that's because nobody else on the team took care of the ball. I believe the Mavericks without Luka are like 27th in turnovers. With him, they're like 3rd. It has such a trickle-down effect that you won't even... There are so many things that this has impacted that you will feel it for years and years to come. Cum Laude, $5 says Jerry Jones got a hold of the Mavs. Like I said, Jerry's never made a move this bad before. He's never made a move this bad. Eileen, is this Adam Silver's fault? Stern would never. Again, not going into conspiracies. There is a reason the Lakers were the only team that got a chance to bid on Luka Doncic.
Where was Nico Harrison before the Mavs?
That's funny you ask, Marshall. Nico Harrison was, I believe, the head of basketball operations at Nike before he was with the Dallas Mavericks.
Who's the biggest person at Nike in the NBA?
That's another great question you asked there, Marshall. The biggest person in Nike in the NBA, and you know what? I'll say the second biggest in the world behind Cristiano Ronaldo. His name's LeBron James. Yeah. Nico has a relationship with Clutch Sports. There's no two ways about it. If you think that's not what made this happen, you're lying to yourself. There's a bunch of other things that you can add up about Nico Harrison's move in the last 4 years. I will let you draw your own conclusions. They're not good is what I'll say. Kenny, does Kai now force his way out? Kyrie has a player option in 4 months, so he might. He doesn't have to force his way out. He just might walk on his own. And if I'm Kyrie, I would. Is Kyrie going to be a Laker?
Is Kyrie going to be a Laker?
Kyrie might be a Laker. Yeah. You absolutely have to ask your question, is Kyrie Irving a Maverick after June 30th? You absolutely have to ask yourself that. How many years AD got left on that deal? I'm looking. It's a bad deal too, dude, I think. He's got like 4 years left or something.
Anthony Davis is due $54 million next year, $58 million in 2026, 2027, and he has a player option for $62.7 million in 2027, 2028 when he will be 34 years old.
You think 34-year-old Anthony Davis is going to pick up his $62.8 million player option? I think he is.
33% of the cap is what that 62.7% is.
There is a non-zero chance Anthony Davis has to medically retire from basketball before this contract is up. I simply can't believe what we're transpiring here tonight. I simply can't believe what's transpiring here tonight. If you're just tuning in, the Mavericks traded Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers. That is a real thing. That happened. Jack, we'll get to your super chat here in just a moment. The Mavericks traded Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first-round pick. You only got one first-round pick for Luka Doncic? I will watch the Mavs this year and hope they lose every game the rest of the season. I will be actively rooting against this team. I know I'm speaking in emotion here. That will probably change. Can I just get a text message update counter? I know none of you care about that. 218. So I'm glad that my friends care about me. And they know how devastated I am about this. It is the most seismic NBA trade I can remember in history. The most unexpected trade I can remember in history. I don't think the second best player in the league or better has ever been traded without us getting some sort of warning that it's coming. It's absolutely shocking, man. Absolutely shocking. Here's the full trade if you missed it. The Jazz are in it as well. I mean, for the salary match and whatever. It's just absolutely unbelievable, man. Still got 2,000 people watching. Appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. I think Kyrie might be gone. When y'all are done, can we make this weigh in real quick? Do you think Kyrie will be a Maverick after this season? Type Y for yes or type N for no down in the comment section. Do you think Kyrie will be a Maverick after this season? I'll make that. I'm actually going to make that the live poll. I'll do that. We're going to end this poll and make that the new live poll. Will Kyrie Irving be a Maverick after this season? Go vote in the new live poll. Just put it up on the stream. I think the answer is no. If I'm sitting right here at 12:56 a.m. on February 2nd, I think the answer is no. What a devastating day. This is a move that screws franchises over. This is a move that you regret for the rest of your life. I hope Nico Harrison learns from this. I hope Nico Harrison down the road will think, yeah, probably shouldn't have done that. When at the time it was obvious that you don't do it. I pray Nico Harrison finds peace in whatever is going on in his life. It's one of the most unbelievable nights in the history of NBA Twitter. All of you guys, you know you're on NBA Twitter. All of the Woj bombs that have happened over the past, I would say, dozen years or so. This is the biggest one. I don't think there's ever been a bigger one than this. Shout out to Shams for getting this scoop. Hey, Marshall, who is Shams a mouthpiece for in the NBA? Can you answer that one for me?
He was the first one to know.
Okay. For those of you that don't know, Shams Charania, ESPN NBA insider. He somehow gets a lot of information about clutch sports. Make that what you will. Make that what you will. Early returns on the live poll, will Kyrie Irving be a Dallas Maverick after the season? 66% of you are saying no. And I happen to agree with you there. Jack Lauderay, this is just like Mookie Betts in 2020. It's not, Jack. It's not. I get it. Was Mookie the second best player in the MLB? Maybe. It's not. I feel your pain, though. I appreciate your support. Thank you. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate you, my guy. Lord Buddy Bear. I'm a conspiracy theorist, he says. When all the flashlights in my house stopped working within the same week, I blamed everyone. I got nothing for this. Buddy Bear, if you've got nothing for this, and I've heard some of your conspiracy theories, I sure as shit have nothing for this. Seco, Mavs players acted like they were better without Luka. Who acted like they were better without Luka? Seco, if you're still in the chat, let me know down below. No Mavericks players acted like they were better without Luka. If you heard Najee Marshall talk about him, if you heard PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford talk about him, none of them felt they were better without Luka. That is not the case whatsoever.
How does the locker room react to a move like this?
That's a great question.
Windhorse says, I had a current NBA All-Star text me, do you know how much the Mavs must hate Luka? 25-year-old first-team All-NBA the last 5 years and carried them to a finals a few months ago. They made the deal in stealth mode. Mavs just pulled the cord. Shocking.
Yeah. I mean, it's clear the Mavericks front office did not like Luka. Obviously, they fucking just traded him to the Lakers. The locker room's a great question. Is this a sort of situation where you're not part of the deal and you're still here and you're like, well, shit, they didn't believe in us. They made a move that told us they didn't believe in us. So let's go out there and prove that we are worthy of a championship team? Or do they say, what are you doing? You just traded the best player in the NBA. I don't want to be a part of this franchise. And they completely fold. I think it could go one of two ways. It really could. Kenny, this is the funniest super chat of the night. The Hawks have now won the 2018 trade. Yeah. Can you even say anything to the contrary? Obviously, Luka's the better player than Trey, but Noah says God only knows what Mark Cuban is doing right now. That's a great question. I wonder what Mark Cuban's doing right now. Is he chilling in his house over in Highland Park? Is he laughing his way out of the bank with the $2 billion check he got cut from the Dumonts? Oh, I will say this about Mark Cuban.
He's to blame.
If
he does not sell, they are not making this move.
Absolutely agree with that. If Mark Cuban is the owner of this team, they do not trade Luka Doncic. But I will say this. Mark Cuban cares very deeply about the Mavericks, and I'm sure he's feeling some type of way about this. There is no chance that he was okay with this, and I am fascinated. Mark Cuban doesn't go on the road anymore. I am fascinated to see what Mark Cuban says in the Mavericks' first home game after this deal, which isn't for a while because they're about to play the third of a 5-game road trip tomorrow. I'm looking up the schedule real quick. They are not at home until February 8th, which was going to be Luka's return date against the Rockets. You will hear from Mark Cuban then.
Do you boo?
Oh.
Like, I mean, you don't boo a specific player, obviously.
The fans should boycott the game. They should play it in COVID sanctions, baby. If I ever saw Nico Harrison in person, I hope that I'm with someone else that loves me and knows what's best for me. Noah. No Austin Reeves. Noah.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, but how do you only get 80
Noah.
in one pick? 80 in one pick?
80 in one pick.
You don't get dunk connect.
Hey, on the bright side, you're done with Maxi Kleber.
Cool. You know what? I'll give Maxi his flowers. He was the second longest tenured of all Maverick behind Luka. Maxi was a great guy. Was always very nice to me. Always made time for me. Was always good in the community. I have nothing bad to say about Maxi Kleber, other than the Mavericks needed to use him in a trade this year, except maybe not this one. Sammy B. I know, yeah, you're happy about this. You don't have to watch Maxi anymore. He's your favorite player. He's your favorite player. This is actually a great question, and we haven't really pondered this yet. If you're Anthony Davis, how do you feel about this? And I think that is a great question to ask.
Supposedly he feels like snaked. Like
Yeah?
They turned his back on him, didn't let him know, led him astray.
Run amok?
Run amok.
Look, come on.
LeBron and AD
Albert,
were
LeBron-
never that cool.
They weren't, and LeBron knew this was happening. Come on. Like,
They said LeBron did not know, and right after the Knicks game, LeBron did say that we cannot make up for the lack of AD on defense.
LeBron's a pathological liar. It's well documented. We knew. He knew. Wow.
I just got Harrison's text or his tweet at 11:13. Shams got hacked. LMAO.
I was on the phone with Harrison. We were talking about it for a second. Scott Brown, this is like the Bulls trading Jordan at 25. I won't go that far. I believe, I don't know if Jordan didn't have a title at 25. I think his first title was 27. So, you know what? I'm all right with this take. I'm not saying Luka is Jordan. I am saying Luka could have and will become one of the greatest players of all time. Cum laude. Worst thing since the 14 Des Bryant catch. This doesn't even pale in comparison to the Des Bryant catch. The Des Bryant catch is like a walk in a park on a 75-degree Sunday afternoon. This is like a monsoon in the middle of Malaysia. You're not getting out. You're not getting out. Ghost! What is the future now? Ghost, I don't know what the future is now. You got to look at Kyrie Irving. I think that's the most immediate thing that you have to really evaluate is Kyrie Irving here after this season? I don't know the answer, and I would lean, and most of you would lean with 740 votes. 63% of you are saying no, and I don't disagree.
So apparently, NBA Insider with CBS Sports, Bill Ryder, said that LeBron had grown frustrated with Anthony Davis. And then, well, LeBron tweeted 10 minutes ago, "You an effing liar."
LeBron tweeted that?
LeBron tweeted that.
That is crazy. My phone literally doesn't work. I have so many messages. Paul S., none of that in the chat, please. Thank you. Damon Stapleton, this is a 2K trade. Can you even make this trade in 2K? I don't know if you can. I might go home tonight and try it. I don't even have 2K. I might download 2K just to do this. If you were offered this trade in 2K, I know, Brett, you play 2K. If you're the Laker, or if you are the Mavericks and you are offered this trade in 2K by the Lakers, you get rejected immediately. You're laughing. Laughing. I agree, Damon. Kenny. Powell was on the Mavs longer than Luka. Still is. Dwight Powell, longest tenured Mav. Who is now? This is a great question. Now that Luka and Kleber are out, who's the second longest tenured Mav? God, it's basically a whole new team. I have no idea what the answer is. It might be Kyrie. It might be Kyrie Irving. And I'm so serious. I'm looking at the Mavs roster right now. Kyrie might be the second longest tenured Mav. Dinwiddie signed back this year. If Luka's still on oh my God, he's still on the Mavs roster on the website. Spencer Dinwiddie doesn't count. Kessler Edwards, Dante Exum, Gafford last year, QG this summer. Jaden Hardy was the 23 draft. No, the 22 draft. So it might be Jaden Hardy. Yeah, Jaden Hardy was the 22 draft. Kleber gone. Jaden Hardy is the second longest tenured Mav.
What is Luka doing right now?
Luka, He's
Were they at home or were they on the
they're in
road?
Cleveland. They're playing Cleveland.
Has he been traveling?
No. You know what? He has not been traveling. He probably is at his Highland Park mansion right now wondering what the F just happened.
I can't believe this.
Who can? Nobody can believe it. You ask NBA fans around the nation. No, if you went up, say you're out at a bar in Dallas. Dallas, great nightlife city. You enjoy the evenings here in Dallas. Say your phone died. You had a couple of drinks. Marshall Green walks into a bar, walks up to a guy. Bro, did you hear the Mavs traded Luka? The guy goes, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? How drunk are you?
Literally, all of Twitter was calling it Shams.
They were all saying it was hacked.
For 5 minutes.
ESPN posted it, and I still said this is fake.
I've never seen a trade like this. Look, like the last Anthony Davis trade, we knew he was getting traded. We had no idea.
There was no idea. Q. I watched my Thunder get knocked out last year. Can't believe this. You know it's bad. When people needed 15 minutes to believe it was real. Q. It's been almost 2 hours, and I don't believe it. I don't know what the Dr. J trade was, but I'll say yeah.
Will you watch Luka's first game as a Laker?
Of course. I'm going to be a Lakers fan this year. If the Lakers and Mavs meet in the playoffs, I might root for the Lakers. And I'm so serious. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. The Mavs did trade
You never thought this could happen.
Dude.
He was a Mav.
For life.
He was the MFFL.
He was a better player than Dirk Nowitzki ever was. Dirk Nowitzki was, except for a 2-month stretch in summer of 2011 where he was the best player on earth. Dirk was never a top 10 player in the league. Luka has been a top 5 player in the league for 5 years. He has been a top 2 player in the league for the last 2 years. And you traded him for 1 first-round pick in Anthony Davis. Go back to that last one sec. OKC 10 first and Chet never went to market. BS. I would not have traded. OKC could have given, Sam Presti could have given me every single pick that he ever had. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and Chet Holmgren, and I wasn't taking this deal.
What is a trade you would do for Luka? Like, what would the offer have had to have been?
Dude,
Like, if it came out tonight, the Mavericks are shopping Luka Doncic instead of a trade. What is, like...
It probably does.
Like,
You look at the Thunder with Shea and Chet, Jalen Williams. You look at Giannis. Those are probably the only two that even make sense, right? Mikal Bridges got 5 first-round picks. Mikal Bridges is a very good player. He is not Luka Doncic. Mikal Bridges is a very good player. Maybe an all-star in the future, Marshall Green. He is not Luka Doncic.
Would you even trade Luka straight up for Wemby?
No. No.
Get ready to learn AD, buddy.
Oh, my.
Like, I'm sorry, Nico Harrison is probably the most hated man in Dallas, Texas right now.
As Tom Downey would say, Tom, I hope you're watching. Name and address.
Name and address.
The bars close at 2 in Dallas. I'm going to need 1 million drinks after this. I know a spot we can go after. We'll go to a spot. And it's not that kind of spot, if that's what you're thinking.
I can't believe it.
Noah, Coop, new host of Lakers Report. Yeah, Brett and James, if you're watching, I'll host the Lakers Report from now on. Whoever wants this channel, have at it. I'm of course kidding. I will be the host of Mavericks Today here in the future. I will do a video tomorrow. We will talk about the ramifications.
Is there another move coming before Thursday?
Can't rule it out. Certainly can't rule it out. Less than 50-50 because they just traded away most of their assets. Unless they're going to trade the likes of... They still have 2 first-round picks available to trade. Unless they're going to trade Quentin Grimes Yeah, I mean, like, there's really no other path to a trade, to be honest with you. So I would lean no, but I'm certainly not going to rule anything out.
Well, Luka, I'm sure, is going through a whirlwind of emotions
Has
right
to be.
now.
Hugh said he was shocked. If you missed that report, I'm sorry, Marshall, to interrupt you. If you missed that report, Luka was blindsided by the move. He was locked in to the Mavericks. He's had no idea this was coming. He did not request a trade. This was all done by the Mavs themselves. They traded him. Luka did not request. Luka did not say, I don't want to play for you anymore. The Mavericks said, we don't want you to play for us anymore. Disgusting.
What does this mean for like an Aaron Fox trade? There was big rumors that he was going to get traded this week or before.
Yeah.
He's next.
He's a Spur, though. Yeah, he's a Spur.
What I was gonna say was obviously Luka upset, probably excited, feels some type of way. The Mavericks not only probably traded him against his will, they also eliminated him from getting a supermax contract from the Los Angeles Lakers, costing him nearly $100 million.
Luka was going to sign a 5-year, $346 million extension with the Mavericks this summer.
They're saying, I think, 375. Oh, 350. You're right, 350.
And Nico Harrison just fucked him out of $1 million. Luka should sue the Mavericks.
Literally, $100 million.
Luka should sue the Mavericks for damages. I'm not even joking. If I was Luka Doncic, I'd sue the Dallas Mavericks. That's going to be my new narrative.
When is the next Mavs-Lakers game? My laptop died.
I want to say we've already played them, but let's look right now.
The Lakers did come here recently.
I don't think the Lakers come back this year.
February 25th.
They're here?
No, they're in LA.
April
In
9th,
LA?
they're in Dallas. February 25th
April 9th, they're
in
in
LA.
Dallas?
April 9th, they're in Dallas.
I'm trying to do the... Dude, okay. So I take a trip to London April 1st through the 8th. I'm back here on the 9th.
And you'll be at the game.
And I will be at the game. And if they show Nico Harrison on that scoreboard, God help us all.
Does Luka get a tribute video? I mean, y'all just exiled him from the city. Y'all don't even like him.
He just said, see.
Luka, if there obviously will be a tribute video, Luka should tell them to go fuck themselves. I don't want to see that. He should. Should he not?
Agreed. I would say don't play one. Do not play one.
Dude, if I'm Luka, I may go to the extent to say I am never playing a game at the American Airlines Center ever again. And I don't care if it hurts the current team I'm on.
This is unreal.
It is just unbelievable.
What do you think of Jack Dwight?
Yes, Jack Dwight. $345 million plus. No D. Immaturity was a bridge too far. Luka, the narrative that Luka played no defense is simply wrong. He was an above average to good defender, again, when he felt like it. And that was a problem. There were times where he had lapses on defense. Exhibit A is the Utah game this year. There were times where you just look at him, you're like, what are you doing, man? I think he is that good to where you just live with that shit. You just take those lumps in hopes that he grows up. The Mavs were tired of taking the lumps. Luka absolutely played defense, though. You'll see it in the playoffs with the Lakers this year. He is an adequate defender. He was top 10 in steals in the league this year before he got hurt. He knows how to play the passing lanes. He's a smart basketball player. He knows what he's doing out there. When he is locked in and engaged, Luka is not a problem on defense whatsoever. And also, he gets you 8-9 rebounds a game. So there's that as well. Camo Wagner, only acceptable trade is MJ in his prime. Yeah, I'd probably trade 27-year-old LeBron, Heat LeBron for him too. That's probably the list. That's probably the list, Camo. Q, Rams tweeted Luka Doncic.
You're going to wake up in the morning and still not believe it.
Oh, I would be shocked if I went to sleep before the sun rose. Matthew Coombs. Ask yourself this. What is the best offer on the open market? It is hilarious. Matthew, it is not even close to what the Mavericks received. Not even close to what the Mavericks received. They just traded the second best player in the NBA to the flagship franchise in the NBA and gave them their next franchise superstar. He's going to be thought of in that same vein. Kobe, Shaq, Kareem, Wilt, Jerry, Luka. Luka will be his number. I don't know if number 7's retired by the Lakers or not, which is what I assume he'll wear over there. His number will be in the rafters at the Crypt. I'll say that right now. His numbers will be in the rafters. Will be in the rafters at the Crypto.com arena. Wow, man. It is just unbelievable what has transpired here tonight. The Dallas Mavericks made a franchise-altering move, trading Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers. Noah, what would you give Irving some type of deal to get Fox? Yeah, I would. I think is a Kyrie trade on the table? Is that what we talk about tomorrow?
Anything is on the table at this point.
Yeah, I don't even know what we talk about tomorrow. But we will talk about something on the channel tomorrow. Oh, man. This is a dark night in the history of the Dallas Mavericks, man. Maybe the darkest night ever. They just made the mistake of a lifetime. There's a 30 for 30 currently on ESPN. This is the shit that you make 30-30s about, man. Everyone will remember where they are when this happened. Everyone will remember the reaction of people thinking Shams got hacked. Everyone will remember this. It is absolutely unbelievable. I still have not processed this yet, man. We're over an hour into this thing.
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half, and you guys still watching. 1,800 people watching.
This is how crazy this trade is. It's
No,
2 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast.
Exactly. The East Coast is well asleep. It is the middle of the night. Q, this might be a good point. The worst trade since Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth was traded from the Red Sox to the Yankees for, I believe, $125,000. I would say that was in 1918. That was in 1918. We are in the year of our Lord 2025. In the last 107 years, I am not sure there's been a worse trade. I'm not sure. Two Fly Rye says, can we trade Nico? Plead the fifth.
Schefter just tweeted out, trying to think of a football trade as massive as this one. Herschel Walker.
Eric
Dickerson. Matthew Stafford. Jared Goff. There aren't many, if any.
Eric Dickerson's close because, he was an all-time great. Herschel Walker was very good, and they obviously, that trade goes down in NBA or in NFL history. It's not even close to this.
You want to hear that'll make you more mad?
Lay it on me, brother.
The Mavericks have turned Luka Doncic, Jalen Brunson, and Kristaps Porzingis into Spencer Dinwiddie, Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and -2 draft picks. Luka, Brunson, KP, Dinwiddie, AD, Max Christie, and -2 first-round picks. The donkey of the day, Nico Harrison.
What more is there to say? Nico Harrison should absolutely do a press conference tomorrow before tomorrow's game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Don't know if he will. Don't know if he'll face the music or not, but the fans deserve answers for what he has done here. Don't know if he'll give it to us.
I think you have to hold a press conference tomorrow, and your
to.
fans deserve it.
Absolutely, your fans deserve answers for this.
I think you do it tonight. You should have already done it.
The problem is the Mavs are on the road, so I don't know if that really matters, to be honest with you, but they're on the road. So maybe when they come back home, Nico addresses the media or something. But
you know, when he got off the phone with Rob Pelinka, he hung up and started clapping like he won the deal.
Nico, I got news for you, brother. You didn't win the deal. Matthew, Rockets probably offer Amen, Şengün, and 5 firsts. And I would turn that down in a millisecond for Luka. Unbelievable.
Is there any question that the Lakers could be shopping LeBron?
They did that at last deadline, but I doubt it now. Highly doubt it now, actually. I don't think that's in the cards. Again, who the hell knows, because this happened and this wasn't even close to being in the cards. If I had to guess, I'd say no. I'd say no. I would say no. Matthew, this is the whole thing, is like there's not a trade you can think of. If the OKC Thunder offered you Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Chet Holmgren, and 3 first-round picks, that would make me think about it, and I'd say no. If the Milwaukee Bucks offered you Giannis, that would make me think about it a little bit harder. I think those are the only two that would make me think. You know what? If San Antonio offered you Wemby, I'd think about it. I'd say no, but I'd think about it. That's about it. Other than that, it's a non-starter. And they just traded him for AD in a first-round pick. This is Ahmed. How many first-rounders did Rudy Gobert go for? That would be 4, my friend. Rudy Gobert went for 4 first-round picks. Q says, if $2 billion hit your bank account, would you be good with this? I'd be $2 billion richer, but I'd still be pissed off. If you're asking from a Mark Cuban perspective, it's something you need to ask him. Brady, is this Australia AUD?
I think so. I mean, it's during the day in Australia.
Yeah. Brady, sorry. Appreciate you. Beyond devastated, I feel so sick. Disgusted. This is Australia, by the way. Watching all the way from Aussie. Appreciate you. I am absolutely sick as well, Brady. It just makes no sense, man. Just makes no sense whatsoever. I don't get it. I'm with you. My motivation to watch this team, 0. I will watch. I'll bet myself $100 that I will watch more Lakers games this year, the rest of the season, than I will Mavericks games. You don't make trades like this. It doesn't work. Eileen says, when do Mavs reach finals again? HMU, which bar? The bars are about to close in 32 minutes, unfortunately, Eileen, so won't be making it out tonight. When will the Mavs reach the finals again? I have no idea. Like I mentioned earlier, in the immediate future, I don't think this jeopardizes the Mavericks' chance this year of making the finals. It jeopardizes it in 2030. It jeopardizes it in 2028. When Anthony Davis is ancient, old, probably washed, and you're paying him $62 million. And Luka's just entering his prime at 28, 29. That's when you jeopardize it. Yeah, can we get a David Stern, Adam Silver intervention here? Does this make the league unfair? I might have to write to Adam Silver. Oh, man. I'm just as shocked as you guys are. We all learned about it at the same time. And if I get sleep tonight, I don't know if I will wake up in the morning and I will I have this feeling. You guys, you'll think I'm crazy for this. I have this feeling right now. I don't even know if I can say this. This is the same feeling I had when Kobe died. It does not feel real. It happened. It does not feel real. It is completely surreal.
Like your stomach just dropped and you just...
This is the same feeling that I had. I remember that. I've never had that feeling before. This is the same feeling. It is so unbelievably unfathomable that you do not believe it. Wow, man. Wow. Jack Dwight, the matching of salaries and limited trade partners. Luka had an affordable salary. A lot of teams could have made it work. That's a non-factor, man. You just traded the second best player in the league. That's all that matters. Salary, be damned. Trade partners, there would have been 29 of them. There would have been 29 suitors. If the Mavericks went public, if the Mavericks went public and said, Luka Doncic is on the block, make your best offers, I think the Mavericks would have no short of 25 offers, and it may be over that. No short of 25 offers. It's just insane, dude. Just insane. Luka Doncic was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. I can't believe I'm still saying it. The Lakers. Again, not a conspiracy theorist. We all know why he was traded to the Lakers. Q, canceled. Who's canceled? Me? The Mavericks? Oh, the Mavericks are canceled. If cancel culture wants to go get the Mavericks right now, I'm cool with that. Unbelievable. Old hung Luke, we sure he didn't get hacked? I'm still not sure. Absolutely mind-blowing. Brady, no hate to Bridges, but how did Luka not get 10 first? How did Luka not get 10 first, Brady? I don't know. Because you don't trade the second best player in the league. That's why. Just makes no shot. Just makes no sense. There's nothing that anyone could say that makes sense. Nico Harrison could be right here, give me the world's best sales pitch, and I'd call him an idiot. Noah, Max Christie just signed a bad deal. It wasn't it like 4 years, 32 mil? I could not care less about Max Christie being a Dallas Maverick. 4 year, 32 million for Max Christie. That's whatever, dude. Mavs, they could trade that. Will Max Christie be a Mav by next week? He's got 3 more years plus a player option. Will Max Christie be a Mav by next week? Who knows? Max Christie, give me a fucking break. Sammy B, this year's chances are hurt. They're a worse team now when healthy. Might boycott until further notice. Sam, I can't blame you. I can't blame you. I have 3 Luka jerseys sitting in my closet. I'm still going to wear them. Second greatest player in franchise history. The best player in franchise history. Not the greatest, the best. And you just traded him away for Anthony Davis on 1 first-round pick. Just make it make sense, man. Make it make sense to me. I don't think you can.
Sense.
It doesn't make sense.
It won't make sense.
It never will make sense.
It still doesn't make sense to me. The Timberwolves traded Karl Anthony Towns to the Knicks for Julius Randle.
Unbelievable, man.
This is never going to make sense.
Unbelievable. Q had to make sure it wasn't April 1st. Me too. It legit took me, I would say, no shortage of, I would say, over 5 minutes, less than 10, to be like, oh my God, like, this isn't a dream. I am about to go into work to talk about this. And I will say, I really do appreciate all of you guys who are still here, all of you that have joined us throughout. This has been therapeutic for me as well to just talk it out with you guys. So I appreciate that. And as long as y'all are still here, we'll keep it right. And I don't want to leave Brett Alpert here too long. He's already had a long day at work. But we'll keep it going here for at least a little bit because we're all venting just like y'all are.
We still have 1,641.
I mean, that's unbelievable.
That's insane.
You guys are insane. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, by the way. It's youtube.com/MavsTV. We're covering all of the latest Mavericks news and rumors. If stuff like this happens, we go live on Saturday at midnight. We're your one-stop shop for all things Mavs news and rumors, so hit that sub button right now. youtube.com/MavsTV.
It's 2:35 on the East Coast.
No, we did it.
Oh, yeah. So, like, every 30. We did it in the cut. We did it in pregame.
Do you want me to hit one?
Hit one for him.
Hit it for you next time. All right.
Jack, I got you, man. We'll hit a prize picks. I saw a couple of super chats coming as well. We'll get to those. But we do have to tell you about our sponsor of today's Maverick breaking news edition of Mavericks Today by Chat Sports, which is PrizePicks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. PrizePicks has over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, making daily fantasy sports accessible to all. It is just super easy to play. All you do is pick 2 to 6 player projections, and you watch your winnings roll in. You just pick more or less on those. Download the app today. Use code CLNS to get a $50 bonus when you play your first $5 lineup. You don't even need to win to receive that bonus. It is guaranteed. The big game is almost here, and you don't want to miss out with our friends over at PrizePicks, as they have a special promotion going on right now. With Patrick Mahomes, if you think he's going to throw more than a yard in the big game next Sunday, you take that, you pair it with another stat projection, you can win some real money in real time. PrizePicks is also the best place to get action in over 30 states, including California, Florida, Georgia, and Texas. So if you're a Luka Doncic fan over in LA, you can still play some PrizePicks with him. How do you play? It's super easy. Download the app today. Use code CLNS to get a $50 bonus when you play your first $5 lineup. Again, you don't even need to win to receive that bonus. It is guaranteed. Shout out to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's episode of Mavericks Today. It is PrizePicks. Run your game. Appreciate PrizePicks in all honesty. Y'all are real ones out there.
When Brad Townsend asked a Mavericks official what they envision getting in Dallas, I was pointed to Cleveland's formidable front court of Mobley and Jared Allen. Initially, it'll be Davis Gafford, and eventually Davis and a heavy dose of Lively and Gafford.
The Cleveland Cavaliers are losing in the second round at the latest. The latest. If you're a Mavs fan and you decide that this is the time where you want to jump ship, don't blame you. Jet Wolf, even if the league vetoes this, which I doubt, they will not, obviously. But if they do, this just broke the franchise for God knows when. Yeah, it did. It broke the franchise. You don't find Luka Doncic on trees, ladies and gentlemen.
The Suns bench found out mid-game, and they're passing around a phone, and they are all in utter shock. KD's literally looking like,
What the hell is going on?
The biggest drama queen in NBA history is shocked about this move. You don't recover from moves like this. Luka Doncic's don't grow on trees. This doesn't happen with Mark Cuban and Donnie Nelson running things. Maybe the Mavs don't get better with Mark Cuban and Donnie Nelson running teams. Who knows? Matthew Coombs, shout out for the 10. Appreciate you. The whole point is it never went to open market. Why? Why did it never go to open market? Because it should have never gone to the open market. And I'm not yelling at you, Matthew. I'm yelling at the Mavericks. It should have never gone to an open market because you don't trade Luka Doncic. That's why. I don't think they thought through this thing. I don't think they thought through this. The fact that Nico Harrison made this trade and it was his baby and he has support of the ownership, how can you be a Mavs fan after this, dude? The only way Luka was supposed to play for another team is if he left himself. If he demanded a trade himself. That's the only way. You just gave him to the flagship franchise for him to be their franchise player for the next decade, man. Oh, and by the way, you cost him $100 million in the process. How does one franchise mess up Brunson and Luka? Well, Brunson, different story, but
that's pennies at this point.
You can ask Rick Brunson how the Mavericks messed up Jalen Brunson. If you want to get into that, we
Those
can.
two also didn't work together. Brunson can't play off the ball.
No, they worked pretty well together en route to a conference finals where Brunson was the second best player on the team.
That's what I'm saying, like conference finals and a finals for Luka in 5 years with the franchise.
Yeah,
and we're just going to punt on him.
2 of the last 3 seasons.
Just going to punt on him.
Just going to punt.
32-year-old AD. Max Christie, 1 pick.
Max
AD
Christie
is
in 1
currently
pick.
hurt.
AD's not even healthy. AD, I don't know. I don't know how you mess up Brunson and Luka, but they did badly. T-Bands. LeBron found out at dinner in New York with family and friends. I guess he probably was in New York. Yeah, because they just played there. T-Bands, I believe you. AD, congrats. 2 players after win didn't. No one knew because no one thought the Mavs would be stupid enough. T-Bands. No one thought the Mavs would be stupid enough.
1 pick in Max Christie, Smitty. 1 pick in Max Christie.
Is Smith Dog in the chat?
He's watching and he's messaging me.
He texted me earlier. I meant to get back to him.
He says Tatum would go for way more.
You know what? He ain't wrong. Tatum will go for more if he ever gets traded. Because Brad Stevens isn't an idiot.
What do you think Danny Ainge's reaction to this when they were like, hey, Jazz want to be the 3rd team in this wild trade? Probably laughed his ass off.
Oh my God, dude.
It's becoming a reality.
Yeah. You can't take it away. Like, you can't go back 3 hours ago and stop Nico Harrison from doing this. Like, what's done is done.
Do you think Mark knew?
No, I don't.
I don't think Mark.
I don't think.
I think Mark would have done everything.
Mark
he can
would be on the first private jet to. You know what? He better be on his private jet to Cleveland right now to go. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Brady, Kyrie turns down player option, goes to LA next year. Wouldn't shock me at all. Would not shock me at all. Kyrie loved Luka, by the way. They had a great relationship. They traded Luka Doncic. Just makes no sense. I'm actually shocked. You would be shocked to know that I've handled this. I will say so. I've handled
way better than I would have initially
well.
thought. Way better.
Very well.
I thought you were going to crash
I kind of did on the way here. I handled this way better than I thought I would. Someone should go to the Mavs facility and pitchfork, dude.
They did say to expect longer traffic delays tomorrow because there was going to be protesting in downtown Dallas. I'm not sure if they meant for this, but this might add to it.
Oh, this should add to it. I don't know what. I won't get into any of that stuff.
This is unreal.
They traded Luka Doncic.
For Max Christie in the first.
And Anthony Davis, who's 32. A cig sounds so good right now, V. Oh, I could smoke a dart right now. And I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't do any of that stuff. I could smoke a cig right now. Worse. They're worse, Ephraim. Appreciate you. The horn's down, though. We got to get that shit out of here. Change your profile. Horns always go up. But they are in a worse position than they were. I mean, obviously. Like, this year, immediately, they might be able to do damage in the playoffs.
How does
Long
this
term,
be
obviously,
considered a win for Dallas?
It's not. You can't.
nothing.
You cannot spin this into a win. How would, unbiased, you have no love nor hate for the Mavs. How would you spin this into a win?
The only way it's a win is if they win a title with AD, and I guess Luka never wins a title.
All right. That's it.
That's
and
it.
you know, and I actually do agree with you.
I think that's it. But if Luka wins a title, then
But as we sit here right now, you can't say there is one thing about this that is a win for the Mavs.
only win is you can't make any dumber trades.
No, you can't. You're absolutely right about that. No, you cannot. Matthew, these comments are insane. 15 or more teams would have mortgaged the future for him. 25 or more teams would have mortgaged the future for him.
Like, how do you not open up the bidding?
How do you not open up the bidding? Shout out SS Dirk with the super. Appreciate you, my guy. Noah Turner.
Who is Luka's agent? Is he clutch?
Luka's agent is Bill Duffy. Bill Duffy, long time. He was the agent of Steve Nash, most notably.
I think he was the agent of R.J. Barrett as well.
Yes, I believe that's correct.
His name sounds familiar.
I want to say of Kristaps as well, but I don't know that for sure. Safe to say that Bill Duffy will never work with the Mavericks again after they F'd Steve Nash and after they F'd Luka Doncic. Wow, man. Noah says Mark should offer everything he has to re-buy the Mavs. Mark could re-buy the Mavs all he wants, Noah. He can't trade for Luka Doncic. Can't trade for Luka. He can try to sign him in free agency. Right?
He ain't coming back.
He ain't coming back.
Does he end his career as a Mav?
No.
I mean, as a Laker.
No.
He feels like a Knick at some point.
I was thinking the same exact
No.
thing. He's a Nick and
He loves Melo.
I'll tell you where he ends his career. It is in South Beach with the Miami Heat.
Party on, Luka.
when that happens, I mean, is Pat Riley going to be able to...
Pat Riley will be in the ground when that happens.
Yeah.
I personally think the Lakers are further away from a championship this year.
You think this move made them further away from a title?
This year, yes.
I
have-
don't know if I agree.
They have no. They are just not a defensive team anymore.
Well, they don't have any bigs anymore.
They-
They have Maxi Kleber and Markieff Morris. Have fun.
Like their starting lineup: Luka, LeBron, Dorian Finney-Smith. Jackson Hayes.
Hook 'em.
I just don't really like the pairing of LeBron and Luka. I mean, they're two of the best people to ever touch basketball in history of the game, but
Luka's
like, who's standing in the corner, LeBron or Luka, when there's 20 seconds left and you got to get a buck? Or are we getting the LeBron-Luka pick and roll? The handing of the torch.
could be. LeBron did say after the game, I don't know if you saw this, they asked him if it was his last time at MSG. He said, or if he'll play again at MSG. He said, possibly.
Luka and Bronny next year are going to go crazy. I can't believe
My dad is
Luka's
being
a
such a
Laker.
shill for the NBA. This one from Coop Mavs. Regardless of how you feel about this trade, you must admit NBA does trades better than any other sport. Real players, real stars. This is a 10 on the Richter scale. Dad, no one gives a fuck right now, all right? Oh my fucking god. Wow, man. Is Joker going to the Lakers next? Is Giannis going to the Lakers next?
Was Michael Finley in on this?
In on what?
Making sure Luka was traded
No.
after he took his beer last year in the playoffs.
No. Finn's a good guy. Finn's a Mav. They're gonna have to make a tribute video for Luka in 2025, not 2040 when he's getting elected to the Hall of Fame.
Kevin Durant said players are held to a different standard of loyalty and commitment to a program, but the organizations don't get held to that same standard from the outside world.
Fact,
Whether it's
KD.
from the media members or fans, we all should be held to that same standard.
Spit.
Now, every other team might get the confidence to say, F it, I'll trade a few of my top players if this isn't working. I'm still shocked.
Spit. Kev never been afraid to speak his mind. They're playing, aren't they? Or, well, it's fucking 2 a.m., so no, they're not playing. All right, let's. I think that's the most up-to-date super chat, right? I believe so. Okay. I think I'm ready to get on out of here.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. This is an absolute bombshell, seismic move, not in just the NBA, but sports. And the Mavericks have become the laughingstock of the NBA, the laughingstock of sports, once again. All because they were a little sad that Luka came in out of shape. The Mavericks will rue this day for the rest of eternity. And I think that's just the facts of this situation here. There's no way you can spin this to make me think this is a good idea. There's nothing you can say right now that would make me feel good. There is nothing to say that makes this okay. Even if they win a title, I'll be sad they didn't do it with Luka. I'll be happy, but I'll be sad they didn't do it with Luka. There's no way it works out. There's no way Nico Harrison was in the right state of mind when he was doing this. It's a bad day in Dallas Mavericks history. It's a bad day. We'll get to these final super chats here, and we'll get on out of here. Sam Brown, we will never have a player that good again. 100% agree. There will never be a player as good as Luka Doncic that comes to the Mavericks ever again. Never. It won't happen. It won't happen because it didn't happen before, and it didn't happen, and it won't happen after. Could not agree more, Sammy. It's disgusting. It's abhorrent. It is a downright shame on this franchise. A downright shame. Q. KD can F himself. As much of a snake as Nico. Did KD ever snake his way out of anywhere? Yeah, maybe Brooklyn. He just joined a 73-win team. I'm always a KD guy because I'm a Texas guy. So KD, not a snake, bit of a drama queen. Not a snake. Matthew Coombs, newest definition of insider trading. Don't hate it. I don't hate that whatsoever. All right. I think I'm ready to sign off here. I appreciate each and every one of you for joining us here on Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. 50,000 of you have joined us over the last couple of hours, wanting to break down the Luka Doncic trade, everything that comes with it, all of the ramifications. We won't stop doing that. There will be a video on the channel tomorrow. Stay tuned. Stay locked in. YouTube.com/MavsTV. We will have you covered. My name is Jeffrey Cooperstein. You can follow me on Twitter at Jeff_Coop27. Be on the lookout for a video on the channel tomorrow about the ramifications of all of this crazy stuff. We'll see you guys soon. Have a good night. As always, let's go, Mavs.